Aloha, everybody. Oh, look, Betsy Palmer.
Aloha, hello.
I'm in for the special edition, she says.
Yay, hi Betsy.
Hi, Betsy, and everyone else who's here. I see there's 6 people watching, but only Betsy said hello. So I'm using my phone right here because let's see if we can,
Yay.
yes, I brought in my necklaces. Aloha, Kristen Louise.
Hi, Kristen.
So these are my 5, and I'm thinking about making a 6, but I want to talk to you about yours first. But
Yes. Let's talk about mine.
yeah.
Okay, now I want to show people with it on. Sorry, this is like in the way. And then I'll take it off also and just show everyone. So this is what looking at a mirror image here. Hi, Selkie. This is what it looks like on. This is the length and everything. And this is so awesome. I was so excited to get this. It came here really quickly. I got it like, it was like just a day or 2 days.
I think it was like 2 or 3 days after
it
I
was
mailed
2
it.
or 3 days from Hawaii to
flabbergasted.
New York City. That was wild. I couldn't even believe it. I was like, no, what? And I got it and I put it under my tree for my solstice tree for Christmas Day.
I love that.
Because it was just in time. So let me take it off and let's talk about it. So, all right, this is awesome. So if you all can see, this is an ocean jasper dragon head, because that's the skull that I wanted. It is so cool. It's beautiful. And then we have to talk about the rest of the oh, you probably hear, do you hear talking in the background?
I think it's my echo over here.
No, it's in my house. I'm just like, it's from the other room, but it seemed pretty loud to me. We'll talk about all these stones together, but you guys, look at all of these stones in between and the colors.
Yep. Everything is a crystal.
Just so you could see, everything is a crystal. Everything.
Except the clasp.
Except the clasp, which is sterling silver, right?
Yeah.
And I love these clasps, by the way. These what are they called? The T clasp?
No, they're toggle clasps.
I just made it up because it looks like a T.
Yeah, it looks like a T. Well, it's close. It's toggle clasp, so I guess someone would call them a T clasp.
Cool. Yeah. Well, it's absolutely beautiful. I love the colors. It is earthy, and it's got those pops of color that I love, with like the lavender and the turquoise and the clear quartz and the dark colors. It's so beautiful. And we're going to talk about the stones and the intention and everything, but I have to tell you, when I got it, so I got it just in time. Unfortunately, I opened it, and then that was the same day that I got the fever and I had COVID. So, which I got already. I was exposed before that. I know when and where I was exposed. And
hello, Nancy.
Hey, Nancy. So even though I was sick, I was wearing this the whole time, and I was just getting all of this clarity. I mean, you guys probably know, like many of you know me, that I see that you're here on the chat. If you've been watching my channel, hi Sheila, hi Julie, hi Chrissy, hi Nancy. Like I have just been getting like clarity and clarity and clarity, and like understanding like who I serve and this and that and the direction of where I'm going and this and that. And it all happened. I mean, maybe it was a combination, but I've got to say, after I put this on, so
well,
pretty cool, I've got to say. So I think, Jonathan, why don't we talk about the crystals on here and my intention, and then we'll see like how that connects with what happened to me, and I'll talk about it.
Well, you gave me specific intentions, and I pulled all the crystals that kind of corresponded to those intentions that I have, and I just spread them out in front of me. And then I asked Lavender Moon to help me weave your necklace,
which was so cool. I was like, well, then I know it's going to be right. If you don't know who Lavender Moon is, and I just don't have my book with me, actually don't have it near me, but it is a collective consciousness that I channel.
All the way on the other side of the room over here.
Mine is downstairs. That's okay. You don't have to get up to get it. So that is a collective consciousness that I channel. And so Jonathan asked that collective consciousness to help create this crystal grid. So I am so thankful for that. While Jonathan was making this necklace, he sent pictures of every step. I got pictures of like when he was charging it with different energies, when it was in the moon, when it was in the sun, when it was with the earth, and it was with the salt crystal. It was so cool. Hey, Joey. I want to say hi, Joey, and hey, Apasia, Wandering Mountain Bardic Path, Aloha, and Toadstool Tarot. Hello.
Hello.
Good to see you. So I was like getting little notifications along the way on the journey of this necklace before it got to me, which was so cool. So when you make it with Jonathan, you know, you're going to find out what's happening and how he's charging it. And it was just so, it was so cool. Like I got to see like, oh, it's in the moon now it's in the sun.
Well, every necklace that I make, I always ask the person's guides to help guide my hands. And then when I'm done, I always do a sun bath in the Maui sun, an earth bath by draping it over a Tibetan salt lamp. And then the moon bath is more important than the other. I mean, the sun and earth is of course important, but so the sun bath specifically is to cleanse it once it's been all put together. Like I don't care about the energy in the crystals while I'm making it.
Mm-hmm.
Once it's made, I put it in the sun just to like blast it, right? Blast everything out of it. And then I put it on the earth, so the salt lamp to charge. And then I do a crystal grid with my skulls for the full moon and have the necklace in the middle of the grid. And that's when it's so in your case, what you wanted was being able to like speak and really like connect and being able to just bring your message out. So that was what the grid was all about. And so that got charged. Right?
And it was all about that clarity that I wanted to come through, and from my thoughts to my speech.
Mm-hmm.
And it really did, like my thoughts got really clear and my vision got really clear, like my mental vision of what it is that I'm doing. Hi, Peter. And Carla's here. Hi, Carla. Hi, Stephen Palmer. And let's see who else. There was someone else. Did I miss someone?
Did I miss somebody? No, Joey.
Oh, but Selkie said, I love that video where you chose your crystals.
Oh, yeah, that was a fun one.
That was fun. I love it. So we talked about, I was telling Jonathan, there was that video. If you didn't see it already, you could go back and see that, where I chose the crystals depending on like what I was looking for, that clarity and from thought to speech. And then Jonathan, also, you went through your process when you kind of laid out everything in front of you, and then you connected with my guides. Tell us about that process, like when you take everything out in front of you.
So when the person gives me the energy that they want the necklace to hold, usually it's a few keywords, you know, like peace or courage or clarity, right? And it's usually a handful of words. So I pull out all the crystals I have. You know, I don't have every crystal there is, but I do have quite a plethora. And I pull out the ones that I think would work. And then I sit down and I actually build from the pendant outwards. Right?
So from this outwards.
Exactly. So I'm building it from the center outwards. And it's interesting because like I don't ever really plan them. I just let them come out as they want to, right? And it's like I just feel myself like, okay, it's time to reach for this one. Now it's time for this one. Now it's time for this one. And Sometimes I don't even realize I've reached and put something on until after the fact.
It's so cool. Hi, Gerald. Look, it's
Hi,
done.
Gerald.
Gerald is going to watch back later. It's beautiful, you guys. And I've been experiencing such like amazing energy since I've been wearing it. And let me tell you, I was resting with it. Like, I don't want to say, you know, I'm not giving any medical advice, but I'll just tell you, like, when I had the fever, I was resting with this here and like doing a meditation, putting some of the other crystals that you gave me like on my head.
Mm-hmm.
And actually after a couple minutes, I took my temperature and it went down a little bit. And I was like, oh, okay, I'm going to keep going. And then I put it back and I was like doing it for a while, a few minutes.
Mm-hmm.
And then I took my temperature again and it was like, it went from like 100 point something to like 99.3. And I was like, oh my goodness.
Nice.
I was like, okay, so I'm going to wait on the Tylenol. I don't have to take Tylenol right now. But it was so cool. Let's see. Toadstool Tarot says, there's nothing you could say to tear me away from my guides. There's nothing you could do because I'm stuck like glue on my guides. Yes. That's so cool how Jonathan connects with your guides when he makes these necklaces. This is just so awesome.
Oh, I love this. Kristen Louise says,
oh yeah,
a badass priestess with that.
I do. I could probably put it on my head too. Oh, it feels so powerful, Gerald. I'm so happy with it. It's exactly what I wanted and more. It is like a dragon. It's like a total dragon. It's a total dragon, like you see it, like its body, even if these are up. Yeah, like a crocodile dragon. That's the total energy that is very meaningful to me.
And Gerald says that he agrees with Kristen Louise. He has two pieces, actually, and he wears both of them, and it augments his power.
I eventually want to get two also, and I know that the next one will be a goddess one, because that's the two like energies that feel right with me. There's the dragon one, and then like a longer goddess one. That's what has to happen eventually. So, yes, it's
funny.
So Jonathan, is this?
I pulled out one goddess here.
Oh, can I see? Oh my God, that one is beautiful. Can I see? Can you make yours you close up instead of me?
Yeah.
That is beautiful.
So this is
Oh, that's the color. What kind is that?
That's strawberry quartz.
Strawberry quartz. I love that. Oh my goodness. If I do a goddess one,
it's pretty big.
It would I like that. Like it would be like that, and I would want like like clear quartz and rose quartz and like smoky quartz, something like that. Just getting some ideas.
So Joey Luna asks, is it lapis lazuli? Actually,
yes, right? This.
Those longer pieces of lapis lazuli, there's smaller chunks of lapis in there as well. The purple stones are charoite from Russia.
And what is charoite good for again?
Well, it's good for connecting with your guides and connecting to the heavens. And I mean, it's purple, so it's the crown chakra.
So cool. I love that.
I love this. Joey says, gives me Mama Isis vibes.
That is really funny that Joey says that, because Julie knows, and many of you that have been watching me know, that when I first started channeling Lavender Moon, I thought that I was channeling Isis at first. I wasn't really sure, but because of the images that I was getting, I thought that I was channeling Isis. So that's pretty cool that you're getting those vibes, because that means something to me. Let's see. So yang and yin. Yeah. Oh, I love it, Carla.
Yeah,
I love this dragon. It had to be the dragon first.
I almost kept it. Yeah.
I love it. And it's ocean jasper. What's ocean jasper good for again?
Well, it's only found in like the tip of South Africa. There's a spot near Madagascar, I think, that they it's called Ocean Jasper because there's only, I think, like 2 mines where you can find it, and you can only go during low tide because once the tide turns, everyone who's working in the mines has to come out because the mines fill with ocean water.
And I've lived by the ocean my whole life, so that's pretty cool.
And because it's got like that green, it's really heart centered. And it's funny because you said you wanted it on your heart chakra, and it's totally heart chakra based. Heart chakra, third eye, and crown, which is exactly what you're asking for.
That is so perfect. And so we have the ocean jasper and the charoite, which is also connecting to your guides and spirit. And then these are so beautiful, like right there in the neck of the dragon.
Yes. So the bigger one is pyrite. And then the smaller ones, I believe, are also pyrite, which is a different cut. But the bigger pyrite has little drusies in it.
I love it. And can you see how this larger bead of pyrite is like raw? I love that look. It's like a raw, it is round, but it's like raw. That's so cool. And what is pyrite for again?
Well, pyrite is really good for grounding, but it's also for abundance and communication, which is one of the things you were asking for. And just like feeling empowered and knowing that you are okay no matter what.
That's so cool. I definitely feel that when I'm wearing this. So now tell us again, because Jonathan has written, like when we chose everything, like he wrote it all down for me. So I do have this information. But I
might need you to help me with these because
so I could look back. But I love
those clusters are where it's chips, right? It's crystal chips. And I take the 3 strands out so it's actually like it makes like a little cage basically.
I love that.
And that's where the guides really like kind of like tell me like they use a specific order of crystals, and sometimes I don't remember what I did after the fact.
It's like it's channeled.
Mm-hmm. It is. It's fully channeled. So those clumps are where like basically I call them like power or like energy nodules.
Yeah, it's like DNA strands even.
Mm-hmm. Right, and there's 3 strands in there.
I love it.
So there's I know that there's lapis lazuli and amethyst, and I'm trying to remember everything that was in there. Phrenite, rose quartz, smoky quartz.
Mm-hmm.
I forget what everything. Oh, citrine, I believe.
Yes, I see a citrine, and this one, this greenish one.
Oh, that's adventuring.
Is it adventuring? Oh, that's cool. So, do you remember? And then I see the pyrite here.
I put in a lot of pyrite just to help keep you grounded, because one of the things you really specifically asked for was being grounded, and the pyrite just helps with grounding.
I love it. Because, yeah, absolutely. Because I was saying that the information comes to me, but when I start talking, it's like I disconnect from like up there to down here.
Right.
So
that is so specifically cool to help pull it down and ground it into the body. Right.
I love that.
The messages. And then in between the lapis lazuli bars, there's also, oh yeah, those guys are cool. That is black tourmaline with red, I think that's red jasper.
Jasper.
Yeah.
That is so cool.
And I love the gold sheen obsidian that's between the lapis lazuli bars.
I love it. And what is the black like I love tourmaline. I know it's really good for healing the heart from trauma.
Another one that's grounding, but it's also a protective stone.
I love it.
Both that one and the pyrite are considered protectors.
Awesome. Mm-hmm. Beautiful. And then up here we have these.
So that I know one of them is moonstone. There's a citrine. There's again I channeled. So yeah, there's actually 2 forms of moonstone in there.
Oh yeah, that's right.
Yeah.
I think this one and this one.
Dogtooth amethyst, I believe.
This one. Or this.
Fluorite.
Mm-hmm.
A garnet, I want to say, or is that a blue tiger's eye?
It's a blue tiger's eye. I don't. Can you see it now? I've got it in the light. Can you all see that band of light? It's beautiful. Look at that band, blue tiger's eye, which I love.
Oh, we're getting some questions that I keep missing because I'm staring.
Okay, let's get some questions.
Let's see. Beth says adventuring and citrine are good for abundance. Yes, they're both good for abundance, but they're also good for just giving you the boost of confidence to go and adventure, adventuring.
Yeah.
Citrine is also really good for communication and also making a creative.
I could also wear it like this.
You could totally wear it as a crown.
So cool.
So with the tourmaline and smoky quartz, you get protection. Yes, there are several chunks and stuff I put in there for protection because that's one of the things she specifically asked for. And then blue tiger's eye is also major protection, but it's also that third eye. It's also known as hawk's eye, which lets you really have the vision of your higher self, like being able to see through your higher self's eyes is how I
love that. That's so important. That's a major part of my work. So I love that you just intuitively did that. That is so cool.
Oh, and Julie loves it on your head.
Thank you, Julie. Yes, I knew you would love that.
And it's funny because I have 5 myself. They're all skulls.
Beautiful. I like the skulls too. I just saw that dragon and I had to have it.
Yeah. Well, and I started branching out because people were like skulls, but I got into a kick of crystal skulls, and I'm at the point now where I have, not counting these guys, not counting the pendants that I have for necklaces, I have 79 crystal skulls in my collection.
Well, you have an interesting story about the skulls. I remember you and Betsy, it was like synchronicity. You just walked into a.
Well, there's 2 of there's 2 of the skulls I have that Betsy and I went to a place here called Rainbow Attic, and someone had brought in a bin full of skulls. And we went through the whole place, picking over the place, trying to find all the skulls to find the ones that wanted to come home with us. Funny thing is, we each picked 2, and the rest were we couldn't take them. It just was an obvious no. Mm-hmm. And then we the next time we went back, they were all gone.
Wow.
So
that's such synchronicity that you saw those skulls. And Nancy, yes, I do love the weight of it around my neck. It is so cool. And the coolness of it. Yeah, I love it.
Kate, so Beth, this is actually a chunk of Mookite. And I also have Mookite here. This is a necklace that I made that's very grounding. It's similar to the one, the energy that, well, not completely, because this is a little more grounded, because these are marble chunks.
Mm-hmm.
Again, I have those. I think they're kind of my signature.
I like it. And what is Mookite good for?
Mookite's really grounding. It's good for the root chakra, the sacral chakra. It's, you got the red, the deep red in there with the yellow and the orange, and it's again protection, but it's also only found in Australia. And I don't know, for me, every time I wear it, I feel very grounded and at peace and very protected.
Mm-hmm. Love it. Oh, Yeah.
Make jewelry with skulls, dragons, and wolves. Yes.
And goddesses.
And goddesses. I haven't made a goddess yet, but I have goddesses.
I am just, I don't know. I'm looking at that
AAC
strawberry.
has a necklace as well.
Ooh, read that out loud. That's good.
Her crystal grid's purpose is to be greater than the intention that she initially set. So I'm glad that I gave JD access to my ancestral gateway to channel my peace. Hawaiian sun and moon kissed grid. Yes.
Yeah. It's pretty special. I love it. Oh, and ever since I got it, Jonathan, I have to tell you the funniest thing.
Okay.
So, you know, like I love Hawaii anyway, because my grandma and my great grandma lived and died there. And I grew up going there. But ever since I got this necklace, like I randomly keep hearing and seeing things about Hawaii everywhere, like constantly, every day, today, yesterday, every day. And I'm like,
well,
oh my God.
It's got Hawaiian mana in it. So,
Yes.
Definitely.
Very cool.
Got another question here. Do you ever look at people's aura and or their astrological influences for necklace? Actually, I do have a book here that gives you information about crystals specifically for your sun sign, your moon sign, and your rising sign. So for like specifically AAC, who just had to leave, go back to work. For her, I actually looked through that book and pulled out more than what we had even talked about because one interesting thing is some of the ones that she specifically asked for kept showing up in the book as like one of her signed crystals. So
that's perfect. So we knew they had to be in there.
Drawn to the ones we're already drawn to anyway.
I think so too. And you know what I was thinking also with auras? Like, okay, I can see orbs, I can see auras, right? But I have never been able to see, some people can, but me personally, I've never been able to see a color aura. I can only see a white shine off of a black. There's like a blackness right before it, and then there's like a white shine off of it, of objects and people.
That. Yeah.
So I feel like with auras, that I guess I'm colorblind with auras, but with that, I think like the person's favorite color and what they tend to wear most is like the color of their aura. That's what I think.
I think so. Right.
Yeah, totally.
Or if not, then the color we predominantly wear slowly colors the aura.
Yeah. And I think, or it like complements the color or like balances it in some way, something like that. But I think if you have a favorite color that you're always attracted to, it's definitely like part of your aura.
Well, and look, we got like a rainbow here. We got
I love that.
White Hawaii, Lapis Lazuli, Moss Agate, Mookite, and Mahogany.
We just need a red one.
This is the Mahogany Obsidian. Yeah. And this one's very special for me because it's interesting because I made it after one of my lives. Betsy's sister was visiting, and Betsy and I had one of our regular lives, and then she and her sister came over, and I had just started making this necklace when they sat down. Like I literally had just tied the skull on, and I hadn't even put the first bead on yet.
That's beautiful.
And they sat down with me, and like they helped guide my hands, right? And
wow.
This is one that like this one's mine. Like I don't care, it's mine.
That's beautiful.
But yeah, this one is very special to me. Every time I put it on, it feels like I'm getting a group hug from those two.
Aww.
Your sister.
I like that. It looks very warm and like sunshine. I love it.
Me and Big and Me and put it on.
Yeah. And Big and You. Let's see what it looks like on. I love it. I love those clusters.
That is so it's mostly citrine, actually.
It's so beautiful.
And then I have Forgot what I even put in here. It's so crazy because it's like I have everything out in front of me, and then it's just like it happens. I don't even know how to describe it.
It's pure channeling.
Yeah.
That's what it is. You just channel it.
Oh, I just went. Ah.
I love it. It's so cool. I really like it. I like the length also.
It's one of my shorter ones.
I like the shorter ones too.
So this one is the very first one I actually made for myself, specifically for myself. And talking about that book. Oh, Betsy says Penny will be back to 11. Woo!
If I was your sister, I'd be visiting you all the time too, coming to Hawaii. I'd be like, I'm coming to visit again.
So this one, I looked through that book and looked up all the different stones that were supposed to be good for my sun sign, moon sign, and rising sign. And I actually used a little bit of wood in here. This is coconut.
I like that. Coconut wood.
Yeah. And then, see, this is more coconut, but different, like just little coconuts versus the flat coconut. Yeah, that one was made specifically, that was the only one that I made specifically for myself. These three were just
channeled. Just channeled for someone waiting.
No, actually, it's weird because I didn't make them with anyone in mind.
That's what I mean. It's just channeled and is waiting for someone.
Right. No, they ended up being mine. That was
they're yours.
Mm-hmm.
I love
this one was the very first one I ever made. And it's white halite with blue crazy lace agate and more white halite. And then, of course, I got the amethyst. There's freshwater pearls.
I love freshwater pearls.
The clusters are so funny because I look at them and I'm like, I can't even know what I put in them. They're just, I don't know. And then this one, speaking of ice, every time I wear this one, I feel like Egyptian royalty. We got the same thing going on. And more freshwater pearls, of course. And this one I find I wear a lot when I'm doing readings. Like, it really helps me with channeling. But it's pretty much just two stones. It's lapis lazuli and chevron amethyst, and that's it, other than the pearls.
I love that. I have like a special connection also to freshwater pearls. And it has to do with Hawaii also. So when I was little, my grandmother who lived in Hawaii gave me some freshwater pearl earrings when I was very young, and I didn't have any pierced ears. So I don't know what happened to them. Like, my mother took them and I never knew what happened to them. When I grew up, like, I wish that I had kept them, that I had them. Mm-hmm. And when my grandmother passed away, actually, my aunt and I were supposed to go visit her. She was in Oahu, because the hospitals, you have to be near the hospitals, when you're older. She was in her 90s. So we were going to go visit her. We had the plane ticket. And you guys, if you don't know the story, she died before we could leave. And so we went there, instead of seeing her, we went there for her funeral. And so, but we kept the date, we went. And when we got there, we kept saying, like, we're going to go out to dinner. We're going to go out to dinner with you. When we get there, we're going to take you out. We're going to go out to dinner. So when we got there, the woman who was taking care of her, she said, she left you this envelope. It's $250. It's probably like all she had left, basically. And so my aunt said, we're still going to go out to dinner. We're going to go out to dinner with this. And then we were at a store, like right there, right next to the place where we went out to dinner. And I was just like unconsciously, we walked in and I was just like looking at these freshwater pearls. I was looking at this necklace and I was like, oh, this is so pretty. And then I walked away. I had my son with me. I was like, oh, I'm taking him outside. He's grabbing stuff, And then my aunt came out and she gave me the necklace with the freshwater pearls. And she was like, this is from Grandma. with the money that was left over. This is from grandma. And I remembered like the earrings in that moment. I was like, oh my goodness. So I always think of her and Hawaii when I see freshwater pearls. And you're showing me these. It's so cool.
I love that. Oh, we have.
You have a lot of comments. Yeah. Wait, you have one more above that.
Above that.
From Protect My Energy. Right above that, before that one. If you go back just one, like right before Joey Luna.
There was, okay, this.
Yeah. We'll go down the line.
There were some crystals I wanted that kept telling you no too, but I went along with the process knowing that my will and your openness would make the final piece be a perfect blend of want and need. Oh, I love that.
Yeah. I love it.
Just making sure I didn't lose anything else. Okay.
And then Toadstool Tarot.
Sorry to be unknowledgeable. Can you explain in layman's term what is a grid when it comes to crystals? Is it simply a string format arrangement or something else? So when you're doing a crystal grid, say like on something like this that's underneath, like yes, you're doing it in a geometric pattern, right? The necklaces are taking that and yes, it's putting it in kind of a circle, but it's not just a circle because I have these little, I call them like energy cages that just capture the energy in the cage itself and carry it along the whole necklace. So it's a way of working with crystal grids and wearing them at the same time. At least that's what was shown to me when I first started making them.
I like to think of it as, I totally agree with that. I like to think of it like a circuit that you're building and you're moving the energy from here to there. And that's exactly what this is. It's a circuit and it's moving the energy in a certain configuration according to your channeling.
Oh, I love that, Joey. I've always felt like mediums are like pearl fishers. We fish for pearls in the ethereal realm.
I love that. Ooh, I like that. I really like that metaphor.
So Protect My Energy AAC says, I see earth, air, fire, water. First one, this one is water, air, earth, and fire. I could see that. Although I think this one more for air and this one for water. Let's see.
I muted myself because my phone was ringing.
Every time I watch these videos, I want to go to Hawaii. I miss the vibe there and the coffee.
Me too.
Pretty good.
Every time I talk to Jonathan, I want to go to Hawaii. Every time I put this on, I want to go to Hawaii.
Oh, hello, Colleen, and thank you.
Who's there, Colleen? Hi, Colleen.
She said, Colleen says, wow, I can feel my ground chakra as you two are talking. What kind of crystal is the yellow skull made from? That is Mookite Jasper from Australia.
Everyone likes that.
Yeah.
Ooh, show the side. That is cool. That band in the side of its jaw. Turn it again. Yeah, look at that.
Yeah.
I like that.
Got a little bit of it there too.
Cool.
Yeah, Mookite's pretty amazing. So it's like, this is Mookite, this is Mookite. All the little round beads here and here. So like there's even like a little bit of purple you can get sometimes. Pink, orange, just like beigey color. It's pretty cool stone. And I have to thank Jen of Jen Science and Transformation Intro. I don't know if I said that right, but she was the one that first introduced me to Mookite, and then I just kind of fell in love.
Cool. Yeah, I don't have any Mookite, and I'm just looking at it now, and I'm like, oh, that's so cool.
So Toadstool Tarot says, what is the connecting filament constructed from? So it is a beading wire. It's a black beading wire, and it's I use it because it feels very like energy neutral, like it's just like a good conductor.
Mm-hmm.
You know, I've thought about possibly switching over to like maybe a thin copper wire because I know copper is really good at
Mm-hmm.
but the black somehow, like especially for the see-through gems,
Mm-hmm.
like somehow the black just makes the color pop a little more on the gemstones.
I could see that with the copper wire because I work with copper wire. I have some thin copper wire, and I could see the color of it like overpowering the gem a little, depending on what you're making.
Right.
There's probably stuff that it would go really nice with.
Well, that's why I use
This one,
because I know it's going to be strong enough to hold it together for a long, long time.
Yeah.
Betsy says maybe that's part of why I have so many pearls.
Because Betsy's a medium.
And that's exactly what
I love that.
Robin was asking about. I wonder if some conductive metal wire could use like copper. Copper, yeah.
Am I like getting cut out?
Exactly what she said too.
I'll switch my network. So if I blip for a second, that's why.
Okay.
Go on.
And then Joey suggests that if you could include copper by using goldstone if you want that metal. Yeah. Or even just copper beads to just be a part of the grid. No problem.
I like copper a lot.
Oh, you know what? I just got a new pendant that I want to show you guys. I'll be right back. It's a charite.
Ooh, the charite. I'll just remind you all of the charite on here, which is really cool. This is also this is the first time that I had charite. I don't think I have any on anything, but it's really cool. It's a little iridescent.
Very iridescent. So this.
Oh, the top of the necklace, yeah. Ooh, that is pretty. Look at that. You can really see the iridescence there.
Yeah, so charite has this, it's almost like tiger's eye, that like flash in there.
I love that. That is a beautiful stone. That is beautiful.
I love it.
All right, Colleen missed the necklace, so I'm going to show the top of it. Okay, so this is the pendant.
Oh, here, let me embiggen you.
Oh, okay. All right, Colleen, I'll show you. So here is the dragon skull, ocean jasper, and then here are two charite pieces. They're really beautiful. And these energy clusters, and the lapis lazuli, and another energy cluster. And up here, and this is I keep calling it a T clasp, and it's not. What is it again?
It's a toggle clasp.
A toggle clasp. There we go. So this is the whole necklace. It's beautiful.
Oh.
There we go.
Gorgeous.
You can embiggen yourself again.
I'll just embiggen the necklaces so you can.
Yeah.
Oh, and then this is the goddess.
I love that. That is so cool. I love that goddess. Yeah, I need a dragon and a goddess. That's what it is.
Now, so see how much bigger she is than the other goddesses?
Yes. I like the size too. I like a big one, especially if it's long. Like where if it falls by the belly button. Like a long goddess. So the goddess is in front of the third chakra. I like that.
That's me. Oh.
Yeah.
That would be a long necklace.
That's pretty long. Well, maybe the bottom of the pendant would touch that area. Something like that. Maybe.
Yeah, so that's the normal size that you usually get for the goddess pendants, which are, definitely more for those who want to avoid the weight.
Yeah. If I do a goddess pendant, it's got to be a big, heavy one.
It's just...
I love the sound too.
The price range. So I was charging a certain price last year, but I kept being told I wasn't charging enough. So yeah, it really does depend on the stone. Because I mean, I do have quite the bag of pendants here. Most of them are skulls because that was what I was focused on when I first started.
Mm-hmm.
But I mean, I do have my little wolfy heads.
Nice.
The goddesses. Yeah, let's see. Mostly skulls though.
Yeah.
But
I
you
would
know, if there's
assume
something specific that you want, I can
the
work
stones, the length, all that would account for different prices.
Right.
Which goddess would I pick? I would pick the strawberry quartz one.
Strawberry quartz.
For sure. Yeah, I would pick that one. It'd be a very feminine necklace. This is like more mass. I wanted this like more rugged.
Right. This one would be more delicate.
Yeah. Like I'm thinking clear, like I said, clear quartz, smoky quartz, rose quartz, strawberry quartz. Like a quartz.
A chorus of quartzes.
Right. A chorus of quartzes.
Let me see. I have one really cool one that's kind of buried.
Oh, that's a cool idea. Look what Mel is asking. Do you do dog collars? I'm serious. Oh my goodness. That is pretty cool.
No, I have not thought of that, but that is a really good idea.
That's an interesting idea. That is a cool idea.
More is
probably have to be light.
I have to
if Safi had one, it'd have to be chips, like something really light.
Well, no, what I was thinking would be kind of interesting to do.
Coconut wood.
Well, as far as dog collars, like getting a dog collar and sewing the beads to the collar itself.
Oh yeah, you could do that too. Or have some sort of dog collar where there's a energy cluster.
Yeah, just make a cluster.
Yeah, I like that.
Strawberry quartz and rose quartz have similar qualities. They do, but strawberry quartz is stronger. Like rose quartz is more like a gentle kind of energy, whereas strawberry quartz is more rugged. I don't know how else to describe it. It's a stronger energy, I think.
Yeah, that's why I would like that in front of the third chakra, like the willpower center. You know.
So how are the goddesses attached to the necklace? So no, there is no hole in the goddess figure themselves. What I would do, because the arms create a loop, I would just attach it right here.
I love that.
Right, so the necklace is coming from her hands, basically.
I love that. Amethyst for my hyper poodle.
I love it.
Safi's a Taurus. What is good for a Taurus?
You want to get the book?
Yeah, she's a tiny Taurus.
Tiny Taurus.
A tiny Taurus.
Small dog.
She is very like stereotypical Taurus. She'll like do her little bark, like open this door, move this blanket. I want to go underneath. I love Colleen. I love the spiral on the goddess. I really love it. It's so beautiful.
Yeah, I believe they all have that spiral. So this is the book I use. It's by Judy Hall.
Ooh, petrified wood and amber. I would need a necklace with that too. Toadstool Tarot. I'm also
petrified wood. Oh, I love petrified wood.
With amber. I never even thought of that. With like a fossil on the bottom.
Oh, that would be amazing.
Oh, I would love that. That's for the future.
I actually do have a petrified wood skull, but it's not like for this. It's a skull for putting on a shelf.
Yeah, so let's see.
Yeah, let's see. This is the book that
Beautiful.
I use. Judy Hall's Crystal Zodiac. You use birthstones to enhance your life. So, Taurus Sun.
Yeah, Taurus.
So it has a great little write-up, right? And then here you have like it's like the basic, like just the basics, right? And then all this is write-up about like different crystals and how you would use them for specific things. And it goes on for several pages. I think it's like 4 pages per sign. So birthstone would be emerald. London stone is Perdo. Ritual crystal is Boji stone. And then companion crystals, and you get like a big list. Aquamarine, aragonite, azurite, black spinel, blue chalcedony, blue lace agate, Boji stone, Bawatsa agate, diamond, kyanite, kunzanite, lapis lazuli, malachite, Perdo, rhodonite, rose quartz, roulated quartz, angel hair, sapphire, selenite, tiger's eye, topaz, tourmaline.
Sapphire for Safi. That would be a very expensive dog collar.
Yeah. So, and then let's see, the moon signs. No, it goes sun, ascendant, and the ascendants get 2 pages each. And then the moon is another 4-page chunk.
People always ask me if Safi is short for sapphire.
Yeah.
And I'm like, no, it's actually, I named her after the girl from Ab Fab, the daughter, Saffron.
Saffron.
So.
I love that. So anyone interested in, like, I think this book is amazing for finding the stones that work well with your sun sign, rising sign.
I love that.
Of course, that's going to be in Western astrology. It wouldn't be real sky astrology.
Right. I love that.
But it's a good starting place for me to really jump off of as far as like creating the necklaces.
Oh, hagstones. Very cool. Just looking at Toadstool Tarot. And Peter says, does Apollo have one of your necklaces?
He does not have a necklace, but he does have a bracelet.
My son doesn't have a necklace either. However, he really liked this. He wanted to play with it. I was like, you can play with it on the couch with no sudden movements for like a minute, and that's but he likes to play with my crystal collection, so I was thinking of a bracelet too.
Oh, Joey Luna has just finished another book by Judy Hall called Crystals and Sacred Sites.
Oh, cool. That sounds interesting.
She puts out some good work. Yeah.
Oh, naturally occurring crystals in Hawaii. That's interesting. You want to hear something? When I was younger...
No, because the earth is too new here.
Yeah, when I was younger...
To grow.
Does this... That's right, it's too new. But when I was younger in Westchester, because I used to like play with the rocks and dig them up and stuff like that, and according to my memory, if my memory is not incorrect, I think I found rose quartz. Is that possible? I don't know if I was like so excited. I'm like, this is rose quartz because I was making it up, or I actually found rose quartz or types of quartz.
You might have found types of quartz. I mean, they're everywhere.
Yeah.
But hey, Fairy does not like us taking stones.
Oh, a small deposit of peridot in Hawaii, but they're tiny. That makes sense.
Mm-hmm. And I'm sure there's probably some obsidian somewhere.
Mm-hmm.
Have I ever incorporated any of the skull on top of a bracelet?
Oh, I'm sure you could do that. That's cool. Yeah, like right there.
But let me just pull out this red network Jasper skull to show you. So it really is just the hole at the top here and it comes down the back. So it's really just right here. If I did do it on a bracelet, it ended up dangling.
Yeah. If it was a tiny skull.
I mean, I don't think I've ever seen any of these smaller than this. They're all pretty much the same as far as size goes. Doesn't matter. I've shopped from most of mine come from the same shop, but I've gotten some from other shops and they all seem to be about the same. Like it's standard. But I mean, you know, it would have to dangle. That's the only way it would work.
Yeah. Yeah. If it would dangle, yeah, I agree with Betsy. It would get banged around a lot. It would have to be a different skull that had like side holes or something.
Oh, wow. You see what Colleen said? The energy in my palm is pulsing as you're showing that skull.
And which kind of skull was that again? Which stone?
That is a red network Jasper.
Cool.
That one's really good for grounding, really getting that root chakra activated with all the red, right? And it looks like roots. Really
I love that.
Rooting. No, they are already done. They're sold as pendants. So yes, that's just how they come. Sometimes the hole is a little bit off, but it's I mean, it still works. And Joey says his third eye is pulsing. Well, this isn't just jewelry. I consider these like a spiritual tool.
I agree because I felt all types of energy when I was putting the crystals here and in different spots. I could feel the energy pulsating. I mean, they're energy conductors and containers of energy.
And because it's not just weaving a necklace, I also do other things that I don't talk about. Other than I do talk about it a little bit because I talk about the sun bath and the earth bath and the moon bath. Well, the moon bath is also inside a crystal grid. I set intentions. I call, the corners, that kind of stuff.
Yeah, you do your ritual and your channeling and all different and grids. Yeah, I got he sent me pictures of the grids that were around the necklace, charging them up in the moonlight and the sunlight as he was doing it. So he grids around them too, so they can absorb the energy. And that's channeled too, like the orientation that you set the grid.
Oh, that's a cool idea, Mel. A pendulum made like this.
Yes, that's a cool idea.
Yeah, that's the idea a lot. Are there certain ritual practices that you can do with some crystals that you can't do with others? Well, yeah, I mean, there's certain like washes you want to do, you can't do it with certain crystal. Like there's a certain type of crystal that's really a salt.
Like selenite.
Forget it. Like,
kyanite, selenite.
Anything that ends in an ite.
Yeah.
You don't want to add any water to. So, I mean, there's most of what I do, I make sure it's more energetic and less physical because this is an energy grid. And we're working with energy. The stones are just the conduits, basically. But each one vibrates at a certain frequency, and we're creating. And it's the necklace, the piece has its own frequency because of the way it's woven.
It's like a symphony with harmonies inside of it, making a certain song or vibration for you.
And Betsy says that she always feels a sense of calm from mine.
I feel a lot of power with this one. Like I get the opposite of calm with it. With this particular one, it's like, I'll be like, okay, now I need to write this and do that. And now I have to draw this diagram and do that. It's like definitely a channeling piece.
Well, Beth has a good point. Wasn't all jewelry as first created by indigenous people used for spirituality? Yes, it is. And that's kind of what I was tapping into by doing this. Yep.
Absolutely. No, you're not making this up.
No, you're not making it up. It's totally on point. Oh, Mel wants to know if I have any sunstone. I don't. I don't believe. I mean,
it is a pretty one. I have a sunstone fish downstairs. It's sparkly and beautiful. Is that the one I'm thinking of? It's sparkly.
Yeah, it's my sunstone right here. You're thinking of goldstone, maybe?
You know what? I was thinking of goldstone. I'm like, no. Goldstone is so beautiful.
This is sunstone. Sunstone's usually like this orangey, peachy, reddy, yellowy kind of.
A necklace with sunstone and goldstone and pyrite.
Oh, wow.
That would be cool. I would need a sun pendant on that one.
Yeah, seriously.
So cool.
Oh, Joey Luna. What are your thoughts on crystal decks? Do you use them? I do. I have. I mean, I have a few of them, but I find I don't really reach for them as much as I do actual crystals.
Yeah, you know what I was thinking of, you know, when you have those decks, like I wonder if you can, like whatever crystals that you have around you, not I wonder, you can do this. Like you can take a bag, like a rune bag, like with runes, and you could fill it with different crystals that you have. And if you have a book, you can pull that crystal like you would a card, and you can read it. You can read the energy.
People do that. They get little palm stones, like little ones. There's a bowl, and it's like they call it a crystal oracle.
Yeah, why not? I like to do a bag because then I can't see what I'm pulling.
And you can't see what you're pulling.
Yeah. If I have it in a bowl, I could see it, but I could just like feel and pull it out. I need a sideline job making crystal jewelry too now. I don't know if I'm so good about making the crystal jewelry. I just like talking about it.
Well, so far, most of the crystals I've used are not water soluble. I try not to use water soluble crystals in the necklaces just because if someone wants to wear it long term and on the skin, like I have one of my bracelets here has malachite, and because I never take it off, one side of the malachite starting to just like wear away. Because malachite is one of those ones you don't want to get wet.
I agree. I have one kyanite pendant that I really like because I like to work with kyanite. I feel like my channeling comes through with kyanite, but I don't have like, it's just one little pendant, a lot of jewelry with kyanite because I'd rather like hold the ites like selenite and kyanite and sit with them rather than wear them.
Colleen says I have a Russian Lemurian record keeper. I really started working when I used it in grids and worked with the Akashic record.
Cool.
Actually, it's funny you say that because the smoky quartz crystals I used for the grid for Amber's necklace were
and you sent me a Lemurian quartz.
Sent you one of them.
One of them, which was so cool. Oh, I felt that energy.
It was. So I sent you a smoky Lemurian record keeper and a chunk of Super 7.
It was pretty cool. Thank you for that. I was like,
She needs to be part of the grid with the necklace. It just like the guides were very adamant that I send those 2 pieces with the necklace. I'm like, okay.
I have been using them. Trust me. I have them in a little bag on my desk downstairs. I took a bunch of them, and with it, I put my my violet obsidian, which I know I keep talking about. I have one little piece of violet obsidian and wanted to go in the little bag with them. And the Super 7 too. You sent me a Super 7. Betsy saying a Super 7 is cool. You sent me a Super 7.
Super 7.
Yeah.
Betsy says that she has a Libyan desert glass pendant that named itself Bartleby. I've met that necklace, and it is like, wow. Like, you can feel not just energy, but like a personality.
Oh, thank you, Joey, because I actually don't know a lot about goldstone. I have one fish. So that's really interesting that it's a hard resin. The sparkly bits are copper shavings. That makes a lot of sense. It's beautiful. I love copper too.
Actually, Joey Luna says I use Crystal Wisdom and the Book of Stones. I have both of those. Yeah. I like crystal decks that don't have keywords. Right, just the name of the crystal. I have a crystal and gemstone tarot deck, and it's weird because it's just like a random picture of a crystal with like a random tarot card assigned to it.
I like that. Very cool. I actually do have to go because it's 7 minutes past the hour.
Oh, yes. Okay. Well, thank you so much.
And oh, hi, Candy. Candy came here at the end. I need to watch back.
Okay, watch back. No worries.
Jonathan, I just want to say thank you so much for making this beautiful necklace. And I just absolutely love it. I'm just wearing it all the time. And I can feel the energy. It's so perfectly made and perfectly channeled. I love how he channels it. And just like I said, like I was getting sent pictures of like the grid and where it was and what was happening with it. Like I saw the whole process of him making it. It was so cool. And I got it so fast, which was really crazy.
That was crazy.
I was not expecting that. I was like, it's going to be a few weeks. It's going to be 2 weeks. But I was like, what?
So
but it's beautiful.
If anyone's interested in ordering one, wait, where am I pointing? There we go.
Yeah. And if you didn't watch the first video where I pick it, go back and look at his videos where I choose it, because you get to choose it. Like you get to tell him what you want the grid to do. And if you have any stones in mind. Yeah. Right. So do that. That was fun. That was fun.
Uh-oh, I just had an internet hiccup.
Was that me or you? Anyway, I was saying that was really fun to choose it. So thank you, Jonathan, and thank you for having me on.
Thank you so much for being here and sharing your experience with the necklace. And like I said, anyone who wants one, just contact me at Dailey LLC on Instagram, and we'll get the ball rolling.
Absolutely. Thank you.
See you later.
Yes. Bye, everyone.
Aloha.
Aloha.